Somewhere in Indranagar right now, a young woman is packing a lunchbox, not for a child, but for a 6-kilogram dog named after a Kung Fu Panda character who she says has taught her more about patience and love than any human relationship she has ever had. Somewhere in Electronic City, a software engineer is loading a bus, not for a corporate offsite, for 45 pet parents and their dogs headed to a lake on the outskirts of the city, where the dogs will swim leash-free and their humans will, for one afternoon, stop worrying about targets and timelines and traffic. This is Bengaluru in 2026, a city that has always been a place people come to reinvent themselves, and now, quietly, some of them are reinventing what it means to have a family. They are called DINKWADs. Double income, no kids, with a dog. And they are not a fringe trend, they are a movement. Welcome to Yuvavani on Akashvani. Tonight, for the next 30 minutes, we step into their world. We'll meet Anupam, the man who turned his love for animals into Bengaluru's most beloved pet travel company, and Sandhya, who didn't plan to become a pet parent until a Sankranti morning arrived without warning and changed everything. By the end of tonight, you might find yourself asking a question you never thought to ask. What does it really mean to choose who you love? And how you build a life around that love? Let's find out. Anupam Nag grew up in a village home full of every kind of animal imaginable. Cows, goats, buffaloes, dogs, and even cats and snakes. When he moved to Bengaluru for a software engineering job, the apartment was clean and quiet and completely empty of life. So he did what felt natural. He joined a dog's shelter. He spent a decade volunteering there, and then one day he noticed something. Pet parents in this city had nowhere to go, nowhere that truly welcomed them and their animals. So he built that place himself. One picnic, one trip, one event, one lake at a time.
When I moved to Bangalore, I didn't have something that I own over there, like I had to have in my home, which I didn't have in Bangalore. So I decided to join up a dog shelter over here. And I've been working with them for past 10 plus years now. But slowly I witnessed there's a need in this whole world that it needs to be much more pet friendly, be it restaurants, be it roads, be it anything. But then I decided, why not start with a small thing where the people basically face a problem is when they travel, they cannot take their pets everywhere. Might be because they do not have a car, they do not know where to go, which place is a pet-friendly restaurant, which place will allow pets. So in that case, to bridge this gap, I came up with an idea to include the pets in wherever we travel. So that's how this whole nomadic lust concept was born.
Trips and picnics designed entirely around the needs of pets and their parents. But what does that actually look like? We asked Anupam to paint us a picture.
Regarding a pet's picnic, I am trying to do anything that we do in our typical picnic that we have been always doing in our childhoods, starting from morning till evening, including games, activities, good food, good fun, music, everything. So in our typical pet-friendly picnics or pet picnics as we called, we have a pool party for them. Why just humans should have fun? Let them also have a pool party. We have a pool party. We have good number of food stalls for them. They can choose what they want to eat. It's a literal buffet for them. We have multiple activities, fashion shows, painting competitions. Yes, the dogs paint. They paint with their paws and you should see those paintings. They are beautiful. There's a dog called Dali, if you know, and he's very famous. So she literally paints with her mouth, with holding the brushes and all. It's very nice, you should see.
And this community has revealed something about Bengaluru that Anupam thinks most people miss. The difference between a city that merely tolerates its pets and one that truly welcomes them.
Any city is not yet completely pet friendly. There are two different terms. One is called pet tolerant and one is called pet friendly. So right now we are at a pet tolerant level where we tolerate the pets. We are not pet friendly yet. That's what we are trying to achieve.
So, you said pet tolerant and pet friendly. What is the difference between the two?
Okay, so when you head into a restaurant and they say we are pet friendly and they let your pet in, where do your pet sit? That defines it. Do they just let the pet get into the place and sit on the ground, or do they have a specific space, or like when you have a child with you, an infant, they have a high table, if you know, a
Yes,
high chair.
yes.
So do they have something for the pets? So that defines if it's just pet tolerant, that they're just letting your pet in, or do they have something for the pets too? Like a
Understood.
pets menu. A lot of restaurants have now started having a pets menu because their food is completely different than what we eat. They cannot have salt, sugars, heavy oils, and a lot of other things. Simple grapes, chocolates they cannot have. So their food has to be very curated. It's a medical need for them.
But who exactly are the people showing up to Anupam's events? We asked him to describe his crowd. The answer revealed something about a city in quiet transition.
The age bracket actually holds the multiple slabs over here. You can see there are very young couples who are newly married or about to get married or married in just 2-3 years. So it's usually around 27, 26 to 35. That's the very good number of crowd that we get. We also get a good number of old people who have basically their kids, daughters have settled abroad, or they are working somewhere. They are quite alone. The couple, they have a dog or a cat. They too come in because they also want to go out somewhere, but with a pet in their house, they are not sure. Even they are not sure where to go, how to travel. So they do come in. Even the people who have kids, they also have dogs. But if you see, the number is decreasing day by day. People are choosing to have a pet rather than having a kid.
That is the question at the heart of this whole program. Why pets? Why not children? Why is this choice being made by so many young people in cities like Bengaluru? Anupam has spent a decade watching it happen. He has a very clear answer.
The first thing is, even though they are called pet parents and they are equally or maybe sometimes more responsible than just having a human kid. But the thing, what I feel is, from the day you have a pet, you don't start thinking about your investment on it. When you have a child, you start thinking about school, colleges and everything. When you have a pet, you don't start thinking about those things. So financial is definitely one thing. And rather than that, there are no tantrums. I would feel a pet always keeps you happy. No matter, even the pet doesn't have any expectations from you. When a child grows up, they start having expectations. Definitely, it's a human nature. But the pet doesn't. It just wants some love, some food, and just you being with it. It just needs you. That's it.
Among all the thousands of moments Anupam has witnessed at his events, there is one that he cannot forget. A small moment, a woman, a dog, and an apology.
I've not seen the human parents do that much to their human babies what people have done to their pets. I remember one incident, one lady left her dog with me. It was a Shih Tzu, small, about 2-3 years of age. And she went for the washroom break. And when she came back, she said sorry to her dog for leaving her for 2 minutes. I could never believe that no parent probably have done that, but she did it for her dog. So that shows how much people are now caring for the animals and rather than just the humans. So it's a co-living environment. We should always do that.
Sandhya didn't choose to be a pet parent. It happened to her. On the morning of Sankranti, 1 year into her marriage, visiting a friend's house with her husband, with no plan and no intention. And then a puppy looked at her, and that was that. His name is Shifu, after Master Shifu from Kung Fu Panda. Because Sandhya says he arrived in her life and immediately began teaching her things she didn't know she needed to learn.
So it was on the morning of Sankranti. My husband and me, we were 1 year into the marriage, and my husband said, we have to visit a friend for Sankranti. And January 15th, we visited a friend, and we got Shifu from there. Like, his puppy had a litter, and Shifu was one of them. So he was so damn cute, we just couldn't leave him there. And then we asked our friend, and the friend was also insistent on, like, if you like pets, then why don't you just take one? And that's how Shifu came into our life with no planning, nothing. We just woke up one morning. It was Sankranti. We did puja in the house, and then we went out, and Shifu just walked into our lives.
What did Shifu teach? Patience? Discipline? Something Sandhya had never quite found before he arrived.
So I am a third child in my house. So I'm the youngest one, most pampered one. And I was grown up in a family where, like the parents or the elders would take care of most of the things, and the decision making and everything on an everyday basis would be taken care by my parents. So when Shifu walked into my life, that's when, it hit me that, oh, now there is a smaller being in the house that I need to be taking care of. So that automatically started teaching me responsibility, automatically started teaching me discipline, because I started realizing that, okay, the life, like when we got married, we were just like, hardly in our late 20s. And Shifu came 1 year right after our wedding. So I was still in that irresponsible zone. But after Shifu came in, I feel like I became a lot more disciplined. I was very particular about what he eats, what time he sleeps, what time the lights are going dim, and what time people can, like even play TV and the volumes in the house. So we built a very good routine for him, and because of which he sleeps 7, 8 hours continuously all night. Thankfully, because of him and his sleep routine and his food habits, we were able to align our lives into a very healthy manner.
What's a typical day look like when you have a pet?
So I have to wake up early morning by 7:30. I mean, I know that might not be early for many people, but 7:30 is when I wake up. And the first thing we do is my pet doesn't wake me up, but I know for sure that, it's like my body clock that I've set right now that he needs a walk in the morning. So I have to be awake. 7:30, he goes for a walk and he comes back, and then, the routine starts. So that's how the day starts. Like the cycle is set by him, the schedule is set by him. And from there, the entire day is like, it's definitely a mix of a lot of productivity, healthy eating, discipline. You have to work out, you have to run with your pet, you have to be, physically fit to be able to interact and play with them, because they are so playful when they are young. They are naughty. And you have to be mindful of not keeping stuff around the house. You have to be like organized in your house as well. So a lot of my day goes around, being aware, being productive, being healthy, and also being very mindful of, my time, because there is a schedule that he requires. He needs my time. He needs my, involvement with him. So I need to make sure that I finish my work before 6 o'clock, after which I can give him time, and I can't extend my office work, beyond that, because he's also a being and he'll just stare at me. So I feel guilty that, oh, he needs time, he needs his walking and all. So I shut my work and I make sure that, like my day is planned in such a way that he doesn't feel lonely. And I love playing with him. So it's just a mutual, mutual amazing day that we share.
But beyond the discipline, beyond the schedule, there is something else. Something Sandhya reaches for in the way you reach for words that don't quite exist yet.
He doesn't judge me at all, right? So I can just be completely myself, and it just feels like a very true emotional bond that I share with him. That's something I will never be able to replicate with people. Of course, like there is no comparison between, love for people, love for dogs. It's two different things, but the love that you have for your pets is something you can only experience, and it can definitely not be put into words.
Sandhya is aware of the conversation around her, the questions people ask, the comparisons people make. We asked her about the choices directly, pets instead of children. She had a lot to say, and none of it was simple.
I mean, we have discussed about whether to have children or whether to have pets. But then I personally think, there cannot be a comparison between the love that you get from pets or the love that you get from children, because love doesn't need to compete, right? And my pet is not a child, but the love is deeply, what I share with him is also parental. So I think it's the feeling that is replacing what you have as your offspring, and not really the need for having exactly children. This is my personal view, but I think there are like a lot of slangs that are coming out saying that, hey, we are DINKWADs, which means double income with no kids and a dog. So that trend is picking up. And a lot of people are choosing to be dinkwads because of, say, nuclear families. And then they're all like staying in two jobs, and then people are not at home attending the child care that is required and the child attention that is required in on an everyday basis.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's why people prefer that, like it's better to have a pet
Mm-hmm.
and also be a parent, because the love is very parental and very instinctive, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that way, I feel like, people are okay having pets
Mm-hmm.
over children.
And what did this choice, this love, this creature, what did all of it change in Sandhya herself?
Um, I think firstly is a lot of patience,
Mm-hmm.
because there were times when I used to be like short-tempered, because like I was the pampered child.
Mm-hmm.
So I was feeling like, people owe to be nice to me and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But then a lot of that changed because my pet walked into my life, and then, like he started trashing the house from day one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't definitely be angry because, first of all, he has like very cute puppy eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that, like that's his childhood, and I need to accommodate that.
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere I feel like when he is the little child that walked into my life, I became a grown up, and I learned a lot of patience, the responsibility. And
Mm-hmm.
along with that, I feel like there was a lot of softness in me that I had never experienced.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mother instinct also woke up in
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
So I became a very soft person, and I also became like a very fiercely guarding person to my dog, even though,
Mm-hmm.
like he believes that he guards me, but I can completely um, understand that, like this changed me in a way where like I need not really have a child, but I could still feel very similar motherly instincts. So
Mm-hmm.
he just showed me that I'm capable of loving an animal without expecting anything back, and something that I had never experienced before. So people who have dogs, I think they would be able to understand this feeling and put it into words. But again, like I say, like, I'm sure people who have kids, what they're experiencing is completely different than what I am experiencing. It's just that both a child and a pet cannot compete. They can coexist in a person's life, or people can choose to have one of the both.
What Sandhya and Anupam represent is not simply a personal preference. It is a measurable shift. India's pet industry is now one of the fastest growing consumer sectors in the country, growing at nearly 20% every year. Bengaluru leads the country in pet ownership per capita. In this city alone, the infrastructure built around pet parenthood has transformed in a decade. There are now pet clinics on every corner, where 10 years ago there was only one government veterinary hospital per area. There are pet spas, pet resorts, not hotels that allow pets, but resorts designed exclusively for animals, swimming pools, restaurants, and the likes. There is home-delivered fresh pet food, cooked that morning and brought to your door. Custom-made clothes, beds, cakes. Pet insurance is also emerging as the latest trend. Apartments now advertise pet-friendly floors as a premium feature. And it is Bengaluru, cosmopolitan, restless, always slightly ahead of itself, that is leading this.
Oh, pet market has evolved from last 5 years a lot. It's a $1 billion industry right now. Specifically in terms of food. Previously, when we thought about pet food, we only knew the dry food, dry kibbles coming in. But right now, we see there are a lot of new brands coming in, a lot of clean label foods coming in, a lot of dehydrated treats coming in, a lot of fresh foods coming in. Right now, you can actually order home delivery pet fresh food the day it has been cooked, and it is a perishable item. You cannot store it. So you get it ordered, they'll deliver it to your doorstep tomorrow or today morning. You get it feed done. Tomorrow when you need again, they'll deliver it again. So this is something that's about. We have pet spas, we have pet resorts, not pet friendly resort, pet resorts. It is only for pets, not for us. Something similar. We have pet cafes now. So there's a lot of things coming up, lot of, from food to medical to applications to environments, travel, everything is coming up for pets. So it's a growing industry and it will grow much more.
So I guess the shift is from children's industry, where everything was concentrated around children. Now everything is moving towards pets and everything is concentrated around pets.
Yes, truly. We had these children costumes, fancy parties. Then I've seen people do the... Similarly, for the humans, we had this birthday bump or baby bump coming up. We've done something similar for dogs also. For a dog, a pregnant dog about to give birth, we have celebrated that.
Oh, wow.
These are the things coming up. People love their dogs. They celebrate birthdays. They actually get their community, treat their community dogs. I have on my birthday, I have treated 120 plus dogs. So it's a good thing that people do.
But why Bengaluru specifically? Is this trend something about this particular city? Its IT culture, its transient population, its mix of people from every part of India? Anupam thinks so.
It is now starting all over India. Mostly it is in the tier 3 cities right now, where we have people from all over different languages, different states, different cultural backgrounds. So this kind of diversity has actually created a good pet friendly atmosphere rather than the tier 2 cities, where you have already one kind of people staying around. So I think this is the starting of a movement. You see Delhi, Calcutta, Bangalore, Mumbai, anywhere. So this is a good movement. And for Bangalore, I feel the government is very helpful. So every dog or every cat I see on the streets, I see them neutered. The ABC is actually working. So it's a good thing that the government is also taking these things very seriously.
This city, for all the progress, is still not fully ready. Sandhya lives that reality every week.
There are a lot of restaurants that I have to give up on in a city like Bangalore, where, like the cafes are beautiful, the restaurants are good, the food is good. But then people would be like, pets are not allowed. The moment you try to call and make a reservation, people are like, pets are not allowed. Sorry, we are not pet friendly. And then there are certain Airbnbs where people will feel like, a pet is going to just come and chew off everything. That's not really true. Even in the airlines, I feel like pets sitting in cabins are more quieter than kids making noises. So it's just that these are the kind of challenges I face on an everyday basis. Plus the way people look at, suddenly a dog starts walking inside, even though he's like well trained and on a leash. A lot of people get scared, and I'm like, okay, you need not be scared. He's just 6 kg and he's not going to pounce on you. So, of course, like that is my opinion about my dog. People might have their own experiences, but I face challenges when it comes to booking reservations at like a restaurant, or I have to think a lot for making boarding arrangements for him if I have to travel. All of these have started come.
At Anupam's events, there is one question every single pet parent asks before anything else, and it reveals everything about what this community is truly looking for.
The only major first question I get is, can they be leash free? So they are actually looking for a place where their pets can roam leash free without any tension, without any boundaries. Because in the city, wherever you take, be it our very favorite Kabon Park or anywhere, it's always mandated that dogs should be on leash because it's a public space. So this is a very important question I get from every single pet parent. Can they be leash free in the event? And happily, as of now, whatever events we have been doing with all our volunteer effort and all our people, they can roam freely.
Every conversation about pet parenthood eventually arrives here, at the question beneath all the other questions. It is not about convenience or economics, or apartment sizes or work schedules. It is about something older and quieter than all of that. It is about what love asks of us, and what it gives back. We asked Anupam, after a decade of watching pet parents in their most unguarded moments, surrounded by their animals on picnics and trips and lakesides, what he has learned about love, about what people are really looking for.
People need a environment which gives them something. By something, I mean a sense of accomplishment, a sense of happiness, a sense of being included. So when we take pet parents to a trip, I don't have to worry about what people are thinking, because the only thing I see is they're talking about their dogs to each other. So when you take a bunch of people to any trip, you are constantly worried about that. How will they find the place? What kind of food they will like? How will my service be to them? But when you take a pet trip out with 20 dogs and 40-50 people, you don't have to worry about that part, because the pet parents are not concerned about how the food will be, how the location is, how everything would be. They're more concerned if their pet would be happy. And trust me, that is our main motto, to make their pets happy. Because they are there for their pets. They're not for themselves over there. Because they can go to any trips they want, anytime, anywhere, any day, but not their pet.
Near the end of our conversation, Anupam said something that we want to leave you with, quietly, without commentary.
Treat them as your own children, as your family. They're not just an object to own. They're a family. So they just live for 15 years max, probably. But for them, it's their whole life with you.
Their whole life with you. We asked Sandhya, after everything, what she would say to someone who is curious about this life, who is standing at the edge of this choice, or who simply doesn't understand it yet.
I think one thing I would want to tell pet parents is be a parent. And there is no comparison or there is no distinction between being a pet parent or just a parent. You have to be parental. You can't be like, oh, it's a pet, so I can be a little, like I can leave a little slack over there. That's not something that I would want anybody to do. And the second thing is, for people who want to be pet parents in the future, this is not something I was aware of. I just went and got a pet, right? There are a lot of pets that are waiting for homes. A lot of pets, like they keep coming on my page as well. Like, a lot of people keep sending me requests saying that, hey, can you please share this on your story so that other people are aware that there is a pet waiting for home. So I would say adopt. Don't shop. In fact, in case ever in future, if I have to get a second pet, I would definitely want to adopt and get a brother or a sister for my pet. And it is going to be challenging, but the journey is so worth it. More than challenges, it will just open up a different realm of your soul that has never experienced that kind of love.
This is what Sandhya found in a 6-kilogram dog who walked into her life on a January morning with no warning and no agenda. That is what Anupam finds on every Sunday when 50 dogs splash in a lake on the edges of the city and their humans forget for a few hours to be anxious about anything at all. Bengaluru is changing. It has always been changing, but this particular change, quiet, personal, unfolding inside apartments and on morning walks and at lakeside picnics, this one feels significant. A generation is deciding what family means for itself, not rejecting love, choosing it differently, choosing it completely. And maybe the question is not, why pets instead of children? Maybe the real question is this: who taught us there was only one right way to love? You've been listening to Yuvavani on Akashvani. A big thank you to Anupam and Sandhya for sharing their world with us tonight. Good night, Bengaluru.